Before Professor Mark Addison Wokocha stopped breathing, 6th June 1948 to 6th March 2019. In Genesis chapter 2 verse 7, it is written, "And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul." Professor Addison Mark Wokocha breathed his first breath of life on June 6, 1948, and stopped breathing at 11:39 a.m. on March 6, 2019, as the patriarch of the Bishop Mark Eba Wokocha dynasty. It is the story of that earthly interlude spanning 70 years that is told here. Henry Wadsworth Longfellow was not just renowned for his verse in his famous poem, A Psalm of Life, published in October 1838. He was also one of Harvard University's most beloved professors. He wrote,
"Tell me not in mournful numbers, life is but an empty dream. For the soul is dead that slumbers, and things are not what they seem. Life is real, life is earnest, and the grave is not its goal. Dust thou art, to dust thou returnest, was not spoken of the soul. Not enjoyment and not sorrow is our destined end or way, but to act that each tomorrow find us farther than today. Earth is long and time is fleeting, and our hearts, though stout and brave, still like muffled drums are beating funeral marches to the grave. In the war's broad field of battle, in the bivouac of life, be not like dumb-driven cattle. Be a hero in the strife. Trust no future, however pleasant. Let the dead past bury its dead. Act in the living present. Heart within and God overhead. Lives of great men all remind us we can make our lives sublime, and departing, leave behind us footprints on the sands of time. Footprints that perhaps another, selling all our lives solemn men, a fallen and shipwrecked brother, seeing, shall take heart again. Let us then be up and doing, with a heart for any fate, still achieving, still pursuing, learn to labor and to wait."
A great intellectual Iroquois has fallen. The entire forest Everglade is vibrating as many nestling birds flap their wings in agony. The entire flora and fauna weep and bleed uncontrollably from this tragedy. The creepers and climbers are completely disarticulated from the great fall. How are the mighty fallen? Tell it not in Okposi. Publish it not in the streets of Omoku, Rumolumene, Port Harcourt, and Abuja. The great philosopher's shield has been rudely cast away, but as it is the way of all mortals, God Almighty receives all the thanks, as He alone decreed in the Holy Writ. May 14, 1948, the State of Israel was born. 20 days later, Addison Mark Wokocha also arrived, son of a high priest, clergy, and later first Oba Bishop of the First African Church, His Lordship, Right Reverend Mark Eba Wokocha, 1888 to 1979, and Mrs. Diana Okawo Wokocha, also of blessed memory. Everything in nature is made in harmony and for a purpose. The creation of the State of Israel, the adoption of the United Nations Universal Declaration of Human and People's Rights as the first and only global constitution, obviously shaped the universal character of this child of promise. To the Orthodox Jews and Oba-speaking peoples, June is the third month of the ecclesiastical calendar. What a time to be born! Addison, who clocked 70 before he stopped breathing, was a Septuagint, equivalent of one of the 70 scholars commissioned about 250 BC by King Philadelphus to translate the first 5 books of the Old Testament, also known as the Pentateuch, from Hebrew to Greek. Addison's apostolic father made him a lover of religious piety, and he devoted his entire tenure to the universal brotherhood of man. Moments of intellectual conclave enlivened his creative spirit. Kindness and compassion became his votary. He indeed lived for others. He wore the garb of an emancipator with great dignity. Born in Omoku, Oba Ebema Ndoni local government area of Rivers State, Nigeria, he began his primary education at St. Stephen's United Native African School, Omoku, and in 1962 obtained his first school leaving certificate. Between 1963 and 1969, he attended Baptist High School, Port Harcourt, where he obtained the West African School Certificate in Division 1. From 1972 to 1976, he was at the only University of Nigeria, Nsukka, where he obtained the degree of Bachelor of Science in Plant and Soil Science. Thereafter, he had the National Youth Service Corps as a teacher at Igbo Eleri School, Oyo State. His love of the Socratic dialogue and the Aristotelian genia made him venture into educational philosophy. He became a crusader in education and community work, having obtained the degrees of Master of Arts Education and Doctor of Philosophy PhD in Educational Foundation in 1984 and 1989, respectively, from the University of Port Harcourt. He rose through the academic ranks and was promoted professor in 1998. Often, he reminded his close associates of the timeless words of his intellectual patron saint, Joseph Addison, who in 1711 AD scribbled in The Spectator, "Education is a companion which no misfortune can depress, no crime can destroy, no enemy can alienate, no despotism can enslave. At home a friend, abroad an introduction, in solitude a solace, and in society an ornament to the genius. Without it, what is man? A splendid fool, a reasoning savage." Professor Claude Aki, who at the time of his painful death in November 7, 1996, was Africa's foremost social scientist from Oba and the 1992 winner of Nigeria's National Order of Merit and the first black man, nay African, to successfully postulate a theory of political development at Columbia University, New York, United States of America in 1967. Aki never really taught him. Professor Claude Aki became his intellectual idol. He sought early to be intellectually sophisticated, humorous, socially simple, friendly, and bohemian in mannerisms. Addison's style was unique, Epicurean, and he was prodigal with his lean resources. Wherever he worked, walked, and stalked, like the traditional Oba Ediabale, he left a blazing trail. From the River State School of Basic Studies, now Captain Elichi Amadi Polytechnic, Romola, to the River State University, as the Provost, Federal College of Education, Technical, Omoku, to his appointment as the last Provost of the River State College of Education, which he helped midwife into Ignatius Ajuru University of Education, Rumalumene, and finally as Registrar General, National Teachers Registration Council of Nigeria. He was a scholar and administrator of solid achievements. Thousands of his students would better tell the tale of his humble, ever-smiling, but firm dispositions. To him, life's problems certainly have solutions. He bore and wore other people's problems as toga, going about seeking their solutions. He was a self-appointed mediator, conciliator, and arbitrator. He despised ignorance. His humility and simplicity earned him generous friendship, admiration, and cult followership across social classes. He was a man without cant. He was a bricklayer who laid bricks in the lives of men, women, communities, institutions, the church, River State, and Nigeria. He was a silent worker, great motivator, influencer, and real commander of the termites who littered his landscape with beautiful ant hills as landmarks of our civilization. But unlike the natural termites who produce one-sidedly, Professor Addison Mark Wokocha varied his architecture by the monuments he erected, producing many-sidedly. These monuments bear his memory beyond this ethereal world. Married to a beautiful, soft-spoken lady, Mrs. Nkechi Vivian Wokocha, née Onita, who holds the University Diploma in Secretarial Administration, Bachelor's of Education degree in English from the University of Port Harcourt, and a Master's degree in Public Administration from the Ambrose Ali University, Ekpoma. She is currently an Assistant Director at the National Business and Technical Examinations Board, Abuja. The marriage is blessed with 6 children, namely Chioma Supakribo Jack, Esquire, a legal practitioner, Oloma Grace Wokocha, ACCA, ACA, a chartered accountant, Uche Wokocha, Esquire, a legal practitioner, Engineer Chiere Wokocha, an electrical electronics engineer, Chilewu Wokocha, a high school graduate entrepreneur, and Okoma Emanuela Wokocha, a high school student. He also has a son-in-law, Supakribo Ibiba Jack, a computer scientist and business executive who manages Platform Express group of companies. Addison and Nkechi's conjugal union also produced 2 grandchildren, Precious Wokocha and Soilate Isabella Supakribo Jack, including a ward, Ozoma Franca Okpo, an undergraduate. Professor Addison Wokocha's education touched dispersed darkness and ignorance in climes. He became famous and was well appreciated. In addition to several awards and honors, he was honored with the knighthood of the Order of St. John the Apostle by the First African Church Mission in 2013, conferred by His Excellency Dr. Goodluck Jonathan, GCFR, former President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, with a prestigious National Productivity Order of Merit Award. He received the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa of the Commonwealth University, Belize. He also received several fellowships and community awards, including Paul Harris Fellowship by Rotary International, Aje Omekuboha by Okposi and Igbo communities, Ikemba by Oba Ebema Ndoni Traditional Rulers Council, led by the Oba of Obaland, His Eminence Dr. Chukwumela Nnam Obi II, honored by Oba Solidarity, also for lifetime achievement as community patriot. Professor Addison Mark Wokocha successfully labored for the creation of Oba Ebema Ndoni local government area in 1991 alongside others, for which he earned a distinguished award. He was a foot soldier in the demand for the creation of Port Harcourt State. He was a resolute freedom fighter for equity and justice. Professor Addison Mark Wokocha chose the glorious morning of March 6, just as the terrestrial Earth rotating on its axis, approaching the sun directly overhead the celestial equator, a great soul, like a comet, made a dash across the bright sky. A thunderous sound heralded his passage. All else became quiet. Now he has ascended the steep realms of glory, gliding in soul with all the angels winging their flights in the heavenlies and reception of the period. While we mourn here, there is certainly rejoicing above to mark his arrival. The trumpets usher him out of our sight while we reminisce his earthly duties, past times, and memories. Heaven celebrates with songs of praise. No more pains, no more sickness, no more bitterness, no complaints, no songs of sorrow, only songs of everlasting praise to the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, our great triune God, Almighty Creator, the uncommanded Commander. Good night, worthy brother, father, husband, teacher, patriot, and friend of all. Soon we shall by and by be like you, just vapor. Dust we are, and to dust shall we all return. Soon this living present shall be past.